The Westland Whirlwind could have been a game-changer. It was a twin-engine, single-seat fighter plane produced by a small company in southwest England. The plane boasted four 20mm cannons in the nose, making it one of the most heavily armed fighters in the world at the time. It was also innovative, with features like a bubble canopy, intakes in the wing's leading edges, slats, and Fowler flaps. However, despite the promising start, very few people have heard of the Whirlwind today. The Royal Air Force only received 114 of them, and they were sent to Scotland to avoid being used in combat. This was due to concerns about the performance of the aircraft at high altitudes. While the RAF testing program had given the Whirlwind a clean bill of health, service pilots noticed that the altitude performance during test flights was not being replicated in actual combat. The Whirlwind's designer, WEW, Teddy Petter, blamed a fall-off in boost pressures delivered by the superchargers with height at twice the rate anticipated. This meant that the engines were not performing as expected at higher altitudes. However, the key difference between the tested prototype and the Whirlwinds in service was considered too minor to be worth commenting on officially at the time. It was the propeller. The Whirlwinds in service had a thick profile blade with a constant speed mechanism that caused issues during high-altitude flights. The thick blades, in combination with the constant speed mechanism, caused the propellers to pivot and reduce pitch as the aircraft climbed at a constant RPM. This led to varying dynamic pressures, which affected the boost pressures and reduced RPM. It was these issues with the propellers that led to the Whirlwind being kept away from combat and eventually being cancelled in 1940. The decision to cancel the Whirlwind was also influenced by economic factors, as Rolls-Royce needed to concentrate on developing and producing other engines. Despite its shortcomings, the Whirlwind went on to serve successfully for another 3 years in the role of a low-level strike aircraft over the English Channel and occupied France. It was praised for its maneuverability and was able to hold its own against enemy fighters. In the end, the thick blades with the wrong airfoil section held the Whirlwind back. By the time better fighters were developed, the time had passed for the Whirlwind and the engines that powered it.